Yeah, you running off, my hands are tied. You coming back, my hands are tied now. We're making love, my hands are tied.
Yo, I guarantee you guys have never seen a cinematic sequence of a dirty office. That's gotta be a first. This is a first for me and you. I think that's pretty damn cool.
My hands are tied, I'm waiting on you, trying to play, but my hands are tied now. You running off, my hands are tied.
Well, that was pretty quick. This room was actually just cluttered. It really wasn't that dirty. I just had to move a couple boxes in the closet, reorganize everything that was on the desk, and now it looks like it's brand new. That really was not a problem at all. The only thing that I really need work on is cable management. You guys will never see the back of my computer, but I still want it to look not like that. All right, guys, so it's been a while since I've done a Q&A. So I asked you guys to submit questions on Twitter using the hashtag, like always. So I'm gonna answer a few of those for you guys today. The Sports Guru 39 wanted to know, will you ever buy a boosted board? I've always wanted a boosted board. I think everybody on YouTube that's watched Casey has always wanted a boosted board, but I'm just afraid that I'll hurt myself on it. Jesse Wellens from Prank vs. Prank told me that he was gonna teach me how to ride one, so we'll see. I just feel like I'm injury prone, and it'd probably be a bad mixture. Me and a boosted board, I don't know. Sanities wants to know, who is your favorite artist right now? My favorite artist right now is a hip hop rapper named Nav. He's actually from Toronto. I think he's working on a project with The Weeknd. I'm a little late to his music, but if you guys go on Spinrilla or on YouTube or on SoundCloud, you can hear a lot of his songs. His music's really, really dope, and you guys should definitely go check it out. Fwizzle wants to know, do you plan on doing a public fan meetup? If so, would you consider traveling to other cities? I have had a dope idea for a fan meetup that I've wanted to do in LA for a very long time now. I've just been trying to figure out how to execute it. Right now, traveling to other cities really isn't on the agenda, but for anybody in the comments right now, if you guys are living in Southern California, let me know if you guys would be interested in a fan meetup. I have an idea for something that I know nobody has ever done. Hopefully I do it and you guys can see for yourselves. Splash wants to know, what's the motivation behind your lifestyle? My biggest motivation has always been the fear of failure or the fear of not being adequate. That's what drives me every day. I really don't want to fail at something that I've put this much work into over the course of the last 10 years. My man Nick wants to know, what albums do you listen to when you're in a crappy mood? I got that stony vibe. I go back and listen to Take Care a lot from Drake. You've got Marvin's Room, Over My Dead Body, Underground Kings, Shot for Me, Crew Love. The list goes on and on. I go back and listen to Take Care a lot from Drake. I think a lot of you guys can relate to this. Whenever I'm in a bad mood, I like to listen to sad music. I don't know why. It should be the opposite. I should listen to music that makes me happy. But sometimes I don't think there's anything wrong with being sad or being in a bad mood. Highs and lows, they come and go. Listen to some sad music once in a while. Economics wants to know, do you see yourself having kids? If so, how many? I've actually never planned on having kids. Everybody in my life that I've ever met has told me that that'll change when I get older. But right now, no desire to have any kids. Chris Slaps asked me, In-N-Out or Chick-fil-A? In-N-Out, 100%. Chick-fil-A is good, but it's no In-N-Out. Nick Miller wants to know, if I could trade lives with any one person for an entire day, who would it be and why? I don't think there's one person that I would trade lives with. I would love to trade lives with somebody who is a really successful hip-hop artist. I think it would be incredible to be on stage with a sold-out crowd. Everybody knows the words to your lyrics. Everybody knows exactly what song's about to play when the beat hits. Everybody's going nuts. I've always wanted to make hip hop music. I've just never had the time or the ability to do so. So that's the type of person that I would trade lives with. Straight Melted wants to know, do you see yourself buying an exotic car in the near future? I keep going back and forth with this in my own head. As you guys know, I had the i8, which was considered a hybrid supercar. I didn't like it. I traded it in. I got the G-Wagon. Since I'm making videos about my life and I've drastically changed the type of videos that I do make, right now I just really love vlogging. So I keep thinking to myself, it would be really awesome if I took the G-Wagon, I traded it in, I know, you're probably wondering what's going on here. I trade in the G-Wagon, and then I get a nice mid-level SUV because I really like having that out in LA. And then with the extra money from the trade-in, after I buy the mid-level SUV, I buy a really dope supercar, and I make videos about it, and I vlog with it. And then I start cracking into making car videos. We go on road trips and do really, really cool stuff with it. There's like a 2% chance that happens. I don't think I would do it. I'm curious what you guys think about it. Now that the idea is sort of out there, let me know what you think. But my dream car car has always been a Lamborghini. I just don't know if that's the best way to spend my money. I mean, it's definitely not the best way to spend my money, but if I'm making videos about it, eventually it might pay for itself, and that's a big if, but I think about it. Andrew Kincaid wants to know, do you like Portillo's or In-N-Out? Again, In-N-Out's got to take the W here. Portillo's is great, but In-N-Out's got to be my favorite fast food chain. Remy wants to know, is there a sneaker out there that you're wanting, but you just haven't made the purchase? I want to cop a pair of Jordan Space Jams. Gabriel Cortez wants to know, what is my favorite meal when I first wake up? I'm not a breakfast guy at all. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat bacon. I don't eat a lot of breakfast foods. So my go-to meal is some oatmeal with a Greek yogurt with some fruit, a protein shake. That's my go-to. And then I'll finish it off with a scoop of peanut butter. Fire. Alejandro wants to know, do you think you'll be moving to another apartment when your lease is up? Hashtag Ask Nate. That's a tough question. It kind of ties into money. The place that I'm living in is pretty expensive. It's in a really nice area in LA, but the money that I'm spending on this apartment could pay a pretty good mortgage on any other house. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to invest my money. The True Counts wants to know if I miss competing at all. I've been watching a lot of streams late at night, whether it's Call of Duty or H1Z1, and sometimes I do miss competing. And this is actually something that I was gonna talk to you guys about briefly, but I actually just hired my first employee ever. They're gonna come work for me. We're gonna work together on my YouTube channels and a lot of other things that I think you guys will be excited about. So now that I have somebody here with me every day helping me with the day-to-day of what it takes to make YouTube videos and grow a successful brand, I think I'm gonna be going a lot harder on my second channel and streaming a lot more. Just to be transparent with you guys, vlogging is my main priority. I think that'll make a lot of you guys happy to hear. I really do love vlogging. I think having somebody working alongside me will allow me to hopefully upload every single day. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I really want to upload every day, make a really dope vlog for you guys to watch. But yes, I do miss competing. I would like to play some online tournaments. I'm praying, even though it's like 8 months away, that the next Call of Duty is boots to the ground. Hopefully that'll save the series and get it back to where it once was. But yeah, dude, I mean, I did it for so long and I've took such a long break. I do miss competing, but I really have found a love for creating. And that's what I'm passionate about most right now. The final question I think I'm gonna answer is coming from a dude named Max. He wants to know, what's the best advice you could give to someone who's grinding to be successful? So something that's on the horizon for me is starting a podcast in 2017. I really love to talk about things that I think about all day. I think one of the best things that you can do is have a conversation with someone that stimulates your thoughts or watch something that is thought-provoking. And I have a lot of things that run through my head all day, so I think it'd be really awesome to lay it down on a podcast and we could have some really awesome discussions about some really cool things. And I think trying to be successful, there's a lot of things that you should focus on. One thing that just comes off the top of my head, I don't want to dive too far deep into what I think it means to be successful and how you get there, but the biggest thing for me is don't be afraid to make mistakes. I think making mistakes is one of the most important things that you can do in your lifetime. And the reason why I say that is because if you made a mistake, that means you tried to do something. If you don't make any mistakes, you're either perfect, which newsflash guys, nobody's perfect, or you just didn't attempt something that you wanted to do. You didn't try at all, so nothing happened. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And I think that applies to so many more things than just being successful. One of the things that I wish I could have beat into my brain when I was like 16 years old in high school, don't be afraid to ask a girl out. Worst thing she does is say no. When I was 16 years old, that sounded terrifying. Rejection is horrible. It was the one thing that was a nightmare to me. But in reality, I was rejected either way because I didn't even attempt it. And that's just one example. You never know unless you try something. And if you try something and you put your all into it and you try as hard as you can and you feel like you did everything right, but it turns out that it's not successful, guess what? It wasn't a mistake. You're just building your experience in this game called life. And I'm so passionate about that. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've gotten to where I am today through trial and error, and I'm still making mistakes every single day. I haven't uploaded on my second channel in 2 months. I consider that a mistake, but I'm learning from it. That, again, very, very small example. But you can't be afraid to make mistakes. You should welcome mistakes. You're not gonna get it right the first time you do something. Mistakes are a part of life, and it helps turn you into a person that you wanna be someday. Nothing happens overnight. Everything is through trial and error. True grit, tenacity, the unwillingness to fail, that's what's important to me. And that's one of the things that I think is a cornerstone of trying to be successful.